Hey there, VC. How we doing? Adam here from the Freight. Hope all is well with everyone out there. I'm doing all right. Been battling a little bit of a cold this past week, and I was thinking it's been a minute since I've done my last pickup and spins video. That's just a video, kind of just a little series that I have going periodically, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, depending, where I show you what I've been spinning and what I recently picked up that I'm really enjoying. Um, Recommendations, things that have been catching my ear. And I'm going to do a little pick up and spins video now. While you're here, please like, subscribe, all those kinds of good things. Quite a grab bag I have to share with you this time around. Some recommendations from people in the vinyl community that I've picked up over the last month or two, few months. Some of them aren't always just new pickups. Some of them are things I've had and just have like re-put on the turntable. Um, but yeah, some recommendations from VC members, some couple thrift store finds I think may be in here, and also just some other things that I've been having on the turntable quite a bit lately. All right, let's start it off. This one, Van Halen self-titled. You're thinking, okay, we've seen this before. We know what this is. Well, this is the 2015 Chris Bellman cut. I have an original press. Sounds great. I also have the Mobile Fidelity one step. That also sounds great. They did a good job with that. That's 2LP45. This Chris Bellman one, I got this probably a month ago. I'm going to take this over all of them. I really am. I love the way this record sounds. There's something very unique about it. I do prefer it to the one step. I do prefer it to the original. Something about this Bellman cut, the way the guitars come through is so raw and so natural. It's probably the most natural guitar sound I've heard in a Van Halen record. So if you're, and I think I picked this up for like $24 and it was sealed. So you can still find sealed ones out there. I think I got it on Discogs if I'm not mistaken. And man, does this sound great. So Chris Bellman cut, 2015. Yeah, amazing. And now I'm considering selling my one step, to be honest with you. Just this is so good, and I really enjoyed it. Fantastic. This next one, okay, I want to say this next one, I picked this up probably like 6 months ago, and I think I saw a Instagram ad for this record. This guy is he's a producer. He is an artist himself, obviously. His name is Scott Hirsch, and this record is called Lost Padres. I can't remember if I saw it on an Instagram ad or another YouTube recommended. I'll try to get that in my mind and put it in the description if I remember. But either way, Scott Hirsch, Lost Padres. What a record this is. So this came out this year. Again, this is an artist and a producer, I believe. I had not heard of him. I wasn't familiar with his work. I think he's based out in California. Really cool cover of an album there. But you can see the back here. Lost Padres, Scott Hirsch. It's also a gatefold. This record was pressed at Fidelity. You can see, I took it out of the Fidelity sleeve, but I put it in this guy. But you can see here. Let me tell you a little bit about this. This is a vibe. This entire record is a vibe. His voice is almost like Mark Knopfler-y, and but the music isn't like Dire Straits, like sort of rock and roll type thing. It's more vintage, electric piano, killer tight sounding bass, awesome songs, awesome vibes. I cannot recommend this one enough. I picked this up on his website, I believe, or through his Bandcamp, Scott Hirsch. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on social media. You can find him, search him out. The album is Lost Padres. I cannot recommend this enough. Stream it, see if you like it first or whatever. But if you're into that vibey vintage sound that with really great songwriting, and some of these songs really groove. This is a fantastic record that I can't recommend enough. Really glad I found that one. This next one, this is a record. I don't know if you guys have ever had this. You ever have, you're in a buying cycle, and the pile of records that you buy just kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is one of those records that has been in my records that I bought pile for, I would say, months, and I just haven't gotten around to listen to it. So this is Miles Davis, Mercy Miles live at Vienna. This is a Rhino release. I'm not sure the year it came out, but I got it probably 6-7 months ago, maybe more. I don't even know. It's been sitting for a while. The lineup on this is it's from his final tour of France, of Europe. Miles Davis on trumpet, Kenny Garrett on sax, Deron Johnson on keyboards, Foley on lead bass, Richard Patterson on bass, and Ricky Wellman on drums. Guys, this is one of the best Miles Davis records, live records I own. Honestly, this is wonderful. I really like the Miles 80s, even into, or he died in early 90s, in 92, I think. But I love Miles 80s output. And if you're not familiar with it, take a minute and familiarize yourself with some of Miles' work from the 80s. I really dig it. I really, really dig it. The performances on this are fantastic, and the sound on this for a live record, man, this thing slams. The bass on this record slams. I really, really, really enjoyed this listen. This is a double disc, 233 RPMs. It's really awesome. Awesome set list. You got Time After Time on here. You have Human Nature. You have Amendawa. It's really awesome. Really cannot recommend this one enough. I think you can find it still reasonably cheap. Double disc. Just one of these sleeper releases you don't hear about from Miles, but man, if you're into his 80s output, I would say this is a must. It sounds great, and the music on there is just fantastic. Really, really great stuff. All right, this next one I picked up. The record store that I go to a lot around me is called Inclusion Records, and they got in this killer collection of, I think he was some kind of DJ, and what he did was he put on these cards that, like, this is not me that did this, the guy whose records they were before. He put in these cards of, like, going through all of them, talking about their condition, talking about their value, and the date that he looked at it. So this is Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson. 2 LPs. Really, really awesome stuff. It's Your World. This one is a live, took place live in Boston, actually. And I'll show you the inside. This is a gatefold. If you don't know Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson, it's this funky soul jazz music that is just awesome. Very message driven. They were very into politics in the 70s movements. But man, the music on this is so good. Such a cool cover too, the design. This is just a really, really fantastic listen. They have a few records together. This one's great. I definitely highly recommend it. Performance is awesome. Sounds awesome. Again, this was from a show in Boston, which is cool. I didn't even realize it was a show in Boston until I got the record home and started reading through the liner notes. And sure enough, it was a Boston show. Awesome record. Gil Scott-Heron and Brian Jackson. Definitely recommend checking them out if you're into that funky soul jazz thing. Some of their records are a bit more pricey. I want to say I paid like $45 for that. And some of them go up to 100, more than 100. But you can find them. Great records there. All right, this next one. This was a $7 purchase from my local record store, Inclusion. Pablo. You guys know Pablo, the jazz label. Of course, Chad from Acoustic Sounds has released a bunch of Pablo titles. This one is live at Monroe 77. Basically, Pablo, if you don't know, was a label in the 70s that and into the 80s, I think, that took some of the biggest names of jazz legends and supported them and let them keep doing their thing however they wanted to do their thing. These are the icons of the jazz world. And they were starting to get older in the 70s, and so they were in different directions with what they were doing. But what I love about some of the Pablo label is they look back into their catalog and they play some classics, but it's not like just nostalgia. These guys are the kings of jazz, and these guys are the kings of musicianship, and they were still burning in the 70s, like burning. This record is awesome. So listen who's on this set here. So it's Count Basie Jam. This is Count Basie, Roy Eldridge, Benny Carter, Zoot Sims, Vic Dickinson, Al Gray, Ray Brown, and Jimmy Smith. This is, if this isn't worth $7, I don't know what is. The set was fire. The musicianship was fire. This was such a good get. Really awesome. Cannot recommend, this and just Pablo enough. You see a Pablo record out there, don't be afraid to grab it if there's something that interests you even a little bit. A lot of them you can get at good prices. Some of them are going up a little bit, but it's great jazz music, and they usually sound really great too. This next one, was psyched to get this. I found this at my local for a very good price. Excuse me, I am fighting that cold. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble, Couldn't Stand the Weather. This is an original press. I'm a huge Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. He's probably, as big an influence on me as anybody, other than the Beatles. I would say, Stevie Ray is right up there for me. And been working on my original collection for Stevie Ray. It was really great to get this one. This is one of my favorites from him. Couldn't Stand the Weather is awesome. Really him at his peak here. Pretty much all Stevie Ray is Stevie Ray at his peak, to be honest. He's so great. This next one, this was a vinyl community recommendation, VC, fellow VCer. He's on Chris the Groove Seeker. He's on Surface Noise. He's on Jason Rojas's live stream on Mondays. The Vinyl Social Club, I believe that's called. And yeah, he's a great guy. We have a lot of similar interests in music, and I really enjoy listening to him talk about music. And this came up for him as a recommendation recently on one of his live streams in the last couple months. Mal Waldron, Candy Girl. What a funky, awesome soul jazz record this is, man. I guess this is a recent reissue. Yeah, I'm just rereading here. Remastered. Yeah. Strut record label. I'm just trying to read if it says anything about the sourcing, but it doesn't. So anyway, Mel Waldron, Candy Girl. This is a fantastic record. You can pick this up around, $25, something like that. Just funky soul jazz. It really is. This is a great example. What an awesome, enjoyable listen this was. It sounds really great too. On the Strut label, you can see that. That's a recent reissue that is definitely worth picking up if you're into this kind of thing. Fantastic listen. Okay, one VC recommendation to another. This one, I was actually, I'm thinking I still might do a standalone video on this record because I love it so freaking much. Jason Rojas turned me on to this. Also, again, from Surface Noise, and he has his own social club stream, VC social club stream on Mondays. Really entertaining watches. Both those streams. One's from Concert Buddy, one's from Jason Rojas. Olivia Dean, The Art of Loving. Okay. I had this record on the other day. This has been on nonstop for the last probably 2 months, I would say. I've had this record going in my house. But when I first put it on, it's funny. My wife and I have 2 daughters, and I put it on, and my wife's like, "Wait, what are you doing listening to Olivia Dean?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You know who Olivia Dean is?" I'm like, "That's awesome." And she's like, "Yeah, she's like all over the radio, and she's going to be at they call it the KISS concert. The KISS concert is like, there's a local radio station that's been around forever. It's like the famous pop station around Boston called KISS 108. And they're doing a KISS concert, and she's like one of the headliners. And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome. She's one of the headliners." It partially made me upset because that's like Bieber level stuff that does that, and I don't want to see her go into that category, but she's so great. This record is so great. I cannot recommend this enough. I'm going to do a standalone video on it just because it's so good. But if you don't know this, maybe it was a revelation to me. But if you don't know it, get to know it. This is fantastic, top to bottom. I cannot recommend this enough. This is going to be in one of my best records of the year for sure. Like I can already tell you, I don't know that anything's going to touch it. It's so freaking good. Sounds amazing, and it's just awesome. Olivia Dean. This next one I picked up recently, probably a month ago, maybe less than that, maybe a few weeks ago at my local. Did not have a copy of the Division Bell. It came into my local at Inclusion, and I went and I picked it up, and man, what a listen. Oh, so good. This is the remastered one from 2014 or something like that, or 2012, something like that. Mastered by Bernie Grundman. Sounds incredible. Did not have a copy of this on vinyl. Was so psyched to get it. I love the Division Bell. I love the post Roger Waters Pink Floyd. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. That sounds really great. This next one, there's only two more, guys. Let me tell you about this. This is another VC recommendation called The Mighty Rootsman. Okay. Michael T., who's on Steve Westman's streams a lot, he showed this record in one of his live streams from a few months back. And this is, let me read you the hype sticker. The Mighty Rootsman, a singular reggae triumph, uplifting the spirit and revitalizing the soul, mastered by Levi Sites at Black Belt Mastering, pressed at Optimal. So let me read you who's on here. We have Toots Hibbert, Sly Dunbar, Robbie Shakespeare, Gregory Isaacs, Michael Rose, Luciano. These are, some legends of the reggae world. This is a record of, they got together, I want to say like 10 years ago, maybe even more, and did this record, and it just didn't come out. And it finally got issued. I want to show you the vinyl here and the back, if I can. You can see it's on the Bulletproof label. So this is a record of all cover songs. All right, let me go through the song list on here. These are them doing all classic cover songs of these reggae versions, and you might think, oh yeah, that sounds a little cheesy. I don't know. For me, it wasn't at all. These were super enjoyable versions, and to be honest, they made some of these songs that you hear a million times way better. To be honest, because these are when reggae is done authentically, it has to be authentic to me. I cannot hear people trying to do reggae I just can't. It drives me nuts. But real reggae, I'm here for it. The artists that were there at the forefront of it all day, I'm here for that. And to hear them take these songs and put them in this kind of way is beautiful. So let me give you some of the set lists here. So I Won't Back Down, Love the One You're With, Fly Like an Eagle, Peace Train, Take It Easy, Drift Away, Summer Breeze, which is awesome. That was one of my favorites. Don't Stop, Sunshine on My Shoulders. Don't Stop was awesome too, by the way. Come and Get It. Excuse me. The Mighty Rootsman. Try to find this if you can. It is dynamite. I cannot recommend this one enough. Sounds fantastic too. Really, really great record. Just a super enjoyable record you can put on anytime and just put a smile on your face and just, yeah, it's a vibe. All right, this next one is kind of, I did a video probably a month ago, maybe around a month ago, I would say. And it was called Buying Records with a Buzz. So the theme of that video is, you have a couple of drinks, whatever, you're hanging out, you're on your phone, you're listening, you're vibing out. And next thing you know, some purchases happen. And next thing you know, there's some boxes at your door that you don't remember putting in for. That is definitely the case with this. And I'm glad I have it because it's a really good record, but I never would have bought this. It just wouldn't have crossed I don't even know where I found it. Falls in that same category. I don't know how this got recommended to me. I'm glad it did because it's cool, but I don't know. So this is called Tropical Dandy. Hiromo Hosono. This was originally only a Japanese release. It is in all Japanese, I believe, only released there. So let me read you the description here. Hiromi Hosono's 1975 cult classic, released for the first time outside of Japan, fusing exotica, jazz, and pop. Hosono paved the way for Japanese city pop. So I am now a Japanese city pop fan, apparently, because this record is awesome. The music on it is awesome. You know, it's in Japanese, it's in another language, so I don't, you know, I don't speak that language, I don't understand it, but the music is very good. The vibe is killer. So like that city pop vibe, it's hard to describe. It's like easy synths, you know what I mean? Like tight bass, you know, tight drums. It's cool sound, very cool. And yeah, so now apparently I am a Japanese city pop fan. Didn't even know it. I'm here for it. This is a very cool record. This has just got a recent re-release. It sounds great. And I'm like 3 for 3 in my latest tracking of buying records with a buzz. So, you know, maybe that's a new thing that I can recommend to everybody and see what happens. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That is my latest pickup and spins. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back with another one very soon. And like and subscribe. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.